Hello everybody, hope you have seen my previous video on Coulomb's law in electrostatics. So this is a continuation video, but before we go ahead, please go to our home page and subscribe our videos, and please like our videos if you like it, so that you can get the latest updates. So please do that. And now, like we have discussed Coulomb's law in electrostatics in the previous video, I want all of you to go back and go through the video so that you understand what is Coulomb's law. Today's topic is Coulomb's law in vector form. So if you think about the PUC board examination, Coulomb's law is a very, very important question, can be asked for 2 or 3 marks, asked very frequently. Then again, we have problems based on that. Now when we come to vector form, this is another question which they ask for the boards. So Coulomb's law in vector form, how to understand it in a very simple manner? Let's see that. So first I'll just write the Coulomb's law. We have 2 equations, F air and F medium. I'm just writing a general equation, F air. Okay, so I'm not mentioning it as F air, I'm just leaving it as F. So F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. The force between 2 charges, let me call them as Q1 and Q2, separated by a distance R. The electric force between the 2 charges is given by F. Now I'm going to be more specific. Like I mentioned in my last video, I will be talking about F12 and F21. Force on Q1 by Q2 and force on Q2 by Q1. So let's see how to represent it. I'll take it as 2 different cases, like charges and unlike charges. So let us first draw the directions for 2 like charges. Let's see that. First case, I have like charges. So I have 2 charges, Q1 and Q2. I'm going to represent force on Q1 by Q2. Force on Q1 by Q2 is F12. Force on Q1 by Q2. That's how we represent it. Magnitude remains the same. There's no change in the magnitude. So why have we written vector form? We are including the directions also. So till now we were only talking about the magnitude of force. Now we are including the direction also. What is the direction of F12? Okay, that's what Coulomb's law in vector form states. Okay, so I have 2 charges, they are like charges, Q1 and Q2, separated by a distance R. Now we are just going to be more specific here. So let's see what is force on Q1 by Q2. So being like charges, they will only repel each other. So force on Q1 will be, this will be a strong push by Q2. This is our F12. Force on Q1 by Q2. And it is seen that it is along the line joining the charges. See? So again it is along the R vector. Here I'll be more specific. I'll write R as, see there are again 2 ways of representing the distance. I will represent it as R12, okay, from 2 to 1, on 1, or you can also represent it with respect to the direction shown, like 2 to 1, Q2 to Q1. So you can also represent it as R21. Okay, so I will represent it as R21. Okay, that becomes more easy to understand. What is our R21? R21 is the distance. Now we are giving it a direction. So I will put a cap over this which shows that R21 is a unit vector now. Unit vector has a direction. So what is the direction? It is directed from Q2 to Q1. See the direction of F12? It is directed from Q2 to Q1. So R21 is a unit vector directed from Q2 to Q1 is a unit vector directed from Q2 to Q1. So I have represented R21. Okay. Now how will I write the equation? F12 is equal to, now F12 becomes a vector because I am going to represent the direction also, no? That is why Coulomb's law is in vector form here. Okay, F12 is equal to, magnitude remains the same. I'm just including the direction, that's all. So magnitude will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1, Q2 by R square, but I will give a suffix just to give the direction. R21, because I have clearly mentioned what R21 is. So now we are going to be more specific with the directions. So either it is from Q2 to Q1 or Q1 to Q2. That is what I'm mentioning. Now, here we have to include direction. This part only gives you the magnitude, the value of force, like we say 40 Newton. So it gives you the value of the force. Now I have put vector symbol here, so I have to include direction also. Direction is specified by R21, unit vector. This clearly shows that now the equation is written in vector form. This is how you have to write the force equation in vector form. Magnitude is the same, you only give a direction to it, R21. And you know what R21 is? R21 is a unit vector directed from Q2 to Q1. So you know the force ka direction. Force direction is along R21 cap, unit vector. Now, I can also write this in another form. R21 cap can be written as R21 vector. How do we write it? R21 square. Now I have to write it in terms of vector. All of you know that a vector has both magnitude, which normally we write in modulus form, or in simple r. Like you can write it as simply as r, or you can put a modulus to show the magnitude, and has a direction which is usually specified by unit vector r. Okay, unit vector. R is just a random symbol which I took. Now, so unit vector r is equal to vector r by magnitude. If you use the same equation here for writing R21, this is R21 cap. So I am going to replace cap by vector. So R cap is equal to R21 vector by its magnitude R21. So same F12 equation I have written as, instead of R21 cap, I have written as R21 vector. So I have represented it by a vector symbol. Now I can include, this is magnitude, this is also magnitude, I can include them together. So what do I get now? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R21 cube. See, R21 square and R21 I have included together as R21 cube and R21 vector. This is another way of representing Coulomb's law in vector form. This is the first equation. You can represent it in terms of unit vector r. You can also represent it in terms of vector R21. These are the two ways of writing Coulomb's law in vector form. But as you know, I have written for F12. Similarly, I can write for F21 also. How will we write? F21, similarly, I can just write here, similarly, F21 is equal to, magnitude remains the same as I told you, 4 pi epsilon naught, Q1 Q2 by R21 cube here. So when I am writing F21, let's see the direction. Force on Q2 by Q1. So force on Q2, what will happen to Q2 now? Q2 is being repelled by Q1. This is the direction of F21. For Q2 is being repelled by Q1. So the direction of F21 is again force on Q2 by Q1. Force on Q2 by Q1, that is F21. So F21 vector is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R. Let's look at what suffix we have to write here. 21. Let's look at the direction of F21. It is directed from Q1 to Q2. So it is in this direction, opposite to F12. So it is F21 is now directed from Q1 to Q2. Q1 to Q2. So you would have seen that I have changed R21 to R12. Now here also the R21 vector becomes R12 vector. Okay, so now let us define the new R12 vector. Unit vector directed from, now it's easy for you, unit vector directed from 1 to 2, that is Q1 to Q2. Unit vector directed from Q1 to Q2. See, Q1 to Q2. This is the direction of F21. So here, what have I done? I have written Coulomb's law in vector form, and again Coulomb's law in vector form also. See, I have written for F12 and I have also written for F21. As I told you, I repeat, there's no change in the magnitude. It's only the directions which has changed. So if you notice, F21 is opposite to F12. See, F21, whatever I'll write here, F21 is opposite to F12. This is how we represent opposite, and opposite in direction. So we have to use the vector symbol for it. So F21 is equal to minus F12. So this is how we are representing the force. Clear? So we have represented Coulomb's law in vector form. There's one more thing, one more diagram we will draw to understand it in a better way. So let us draw the position, like to understand R12 and R21. Let us draw the position vectors. So we have the origin here. From the origin, I am going to represent Q1 here. This is my first charge Q1. From the origin, I am drawing the position. So I am denoting it by position vector. So the position of Q1 with respect to the origin is R1, and the position of Q2 with respect to origin is R2. So we have clearly denoted the position vectors of Q1 and Q2. Now, see, position vectors are always directed from the origin to Q1. See, Q1's position vector directed from O to Q1. You can see the arrow mark here. So this is the direction of R1 vector. Again, position vector of Q2 from O to Q2. So this is the direction of R2 vector. Now what about the distance between them? That we need to draw based on the case. So let us draw for the case F12. So for F12, how will we draw it? So F12, if you notice that it is the force on Q1 by Q2. So it is directed in this direction. Force on Q1 by Q2. And it is along the line joining the charges. See, it is along the line joining the charges. Directed from Q2 to Q1. See, it is in this direction. So since it is directed from Q2 to Q1, see, this is the direction. from Q2 to Q1. So we call this as R21. So this is how we actually represent the diagram. So we have drawn the position vectors of Q1 from the origin. Now the distance between the charges we represent using R12 or R21. So here I have represented it by means of R21 because I have drawn the force F12. Now let's write an equation for it using our triangle law of vector addition. So how do we write the equation? Triangle law of vector addition says that the sum of the two sides will give you the third side taken in the reverse order. That third side will be the resultant. So let us write the third side here, or let us try to apply triangle law here. So if you notice, see the direction? R1 is directed like this and R21 is opposite. So I would rather go with this R2 first. See, R2 is in this direction. Two sides should be in order. So R2 plus R21 is equal to, see, R2 plus R21 is equal to R1. The third side taken in the reverse order. These two sides are in order. The third side is in reverse order. So R2 plus R21 is equal to R1. From this equation you can calculate R21, which is equal to R1 minus R2. Similarly, if you draw the diagram for R12, it will be just opposite. R12 you will get as R2 minus R1. So point is, F12 is opposite to F21, mainly because R21 is opposite to R12. So, as I told you, the forces are in opposite direction because the way it acts is also in opposite directions. So that is how that is the need of representing Coulomb's law in vector form, because force is something which has a definite direction. So here also we have represented the directions. If we take two like charges, see, I have taken two like charges and I have represented it with two like charges. See, I have represented F12 and F21. Now, if I have take unlike charges, what would be the case? I'll just represent the this diagram again for two unlike charges. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing. I'm just showing you the direction for two unlike charges. If I have two unlike charges, case 2 for two unlike charges, how will I draw the diagram? Again, I have Q1 and Q2. Between two unlike charges, we know that it is attractive force. Suppose I am going to draw force on Q1 by Q2. It is represented the same way. Force on Q1 by Q2 is called as F12 only. How will I represent F12 here? Force on Q1 by Q2. So, see, force on Q1 by Q2. It is attraction here, unlike charges. So, Q2 will attract Q1. Force on Q1 by Q2. Q2 will attract Q1. So, force on Q1 by Q2. Let's again draw F21. F21 will be force on Q2 by Q1. So, what will Q2 try to do? What will Q1 try to do? Force on Q2 by Q1. Q2 will be pulled towards Q1. Attraction, no? That is represented as F21. So, all in all, anytime you consider the forces are opposite in direction. But the force between Q1 and Q2, if you take the magnitude, whether it is force on Q1 by Q2 or force on Q2 by Q1, magnitude wise it will remain the same. If it is 40 Newton, for both it will be 40 Newton. But directions will be opposite. See, F12 is opposite to F21. This is the most important point you need to understand. See, if they are like charges, repulsive. If they are unlike charges, attractive. So Q1 is attracted towards Q2. Similarly, what will Q2 try to do to Q1? Attract. So I have represented all the directions here, but what to write for the exam? You need not draw this diagram and explain. What you need to write is, like, you can take either like charges or unlike charges and represent F12 or F21. Any one is enough. So you can just represent F12 or F21 and then write any one of the equation. I have written actually two forms. See, I have written one in terms of R21 cap. I have written another one in terms of R21 vector. Any one equation is enough for the exam. But clearly represent it in a diagram. Like, what is F21? What is F12? Explain. Similarly, the direction R21, that also has to be clearly explained. In which direction are you considering, R12 or R21? Okay. So children, this is Coulomb's law in vector form. Please visit my next videos also. Please, if you like it, please like this video. Thank you.